Look at that. My giant sunflower is about to bloom. I am so excited. I know you're seeing more garden stuff than cooking stuff right now, but with my mother-in-law having recently moved in, I'm still trying to figure out the whole kitchen custody issue. I'm not sure I share my kitchen well. So, no, I know I do not share my kitchen well. So we're working on it, but I wanted to give you an update on the squashes that I'd found, the squash vine borer. The yellow crookneck squash is gone. I've put in some more seeds in there to see what happens, but I sprayed everything with BT. And I tried burying the wounded area, but it still died within 24 hours. The zucchini here has only put on male blooms so far, but it seems to have survived with the BT being sprayed into the wound and then it covered in dirt. And same goes for the patty pan squash. Once again, I've only gotten male blooms so far. We'll see what happens. But I also had a little bit of purchasing of plants this week. So we hit Hug's greenhouse up in McKinney. It's a bit of a drive, but I've been wanting to go for a while. And I picked up these, forget what they're called, but they're an edible flower. And I'll show you some of the other things coming through. My snapdragons started to bloom, but they're also looking a little rough there. I need to trim them up. I am very excited about the zinnias blooming. This pink one, when it's done, I am so saving this one for seeds. It's just this beautiful shade of pink. This one just started blooming, which is why it's got that weird scraggly look. But I've got more over here that are about to bloom. They're about the state of that sunflower. Grasshoppers are just pretty much eating everything. I put First Saturday Lime out, which is that powdered stuff you're seeing, in hopes that it might help. But yeah, this is one of my dahlias here and there. That's a blackberry. This is a strawberry. I haven't really got much off of it. They've been getting eaten by snails or something before I harvest them. There's another dahlia. This is my watermelon. I've never had a watermelon get this far along. I struggle so much with the cucumber beetles and squash bugs and everything else, but I'm hopeful. I've been seeing some flowers on it. I have some sweet potatoes. They really took over once I harvested all that garlic over here. I think that was a good call to fill in the space. This is my other zinnia that is blooming. I don't have any others currently in bloom, but here I've got pinto beans. They are my favorite green bean. I actually came out here mainly to check to see if I had any beans yet. Harvested one earlier, but I'm not seeing any right now. There's lots of flowers and baby ones, but what I'm really excited about, my very first cucumber. I've been gardening for 10 years, and this is the first time I've gotten a cucumber. But yes, and here's some more okra going. I saw one bloom earlier today. It's already closed up, but I should have another okra in a few days. I've harvested exactly one so far. And then some more pinto beans. When I went to the feed store for BT, they had a buy one get one on the plants, so I picked up another Big Bertha bell pepper and a shishito pepper. Pretty excited about those. My dill has bolted. They make such pretty little flower clusters. I'm going to let those go to seed and harvest them. I've harvested some of this basil already and put it to dry in my little drying mesh tube. Here we have another dahlia. We actually have a little flower bud on it. Pretty excited about that. I'm also starting to get some tiny little peppers on my pepper plants, although my gypsy pepper's got some pretty big ones going. I don't think I've ever grown them that big before. This is the other big Bertha. It's not doing quite as well as the other peppers. I've always had that problem though with bells. My Juliet tomato has tons of green tomatoes on it, so I'm very hopeful. And then my banana pepper here, I've been harvesting a pepper every couple of days off that. You can see this tomato plant has the fungal stuff on the leaves. I've been trimming those off every day on most of the plants. It's very frustrating. There's another basil plant. This is one I got at Hugs, and then immediately, well no, this is one I already had. That's the one I got at Hugs and immediately cut down. I need to water it again, I think. But my parsley's doing really well. These marigolds, these first two, are doing really well. I lost 2 to grasshoppers. They're horrible. You can see these tomatoes are all kind of spindly from me cutting off yellowing leaves and branches. I also found a gigantic hornworm one night. I'll come out here with a black light and look for them. And I think it was this one. You can see where the branches, the leaves have all been trimmed off or eaten off. Still haven't had my chamomile bloom, but it's looking healthy. I'm hoping I'll get some flowers. And I've got these sweet 100s are producing a few little green tomatoes. Not seeing anything else out of the others, although this, I believe this is my Berry Crazy tomatoes. It's looking healthy. It's one of the healthier ones of the lot. I've harvested a couple of the indigo rose off this very sad looking plant. Here we have my lavender. You'll notice I harvested all the flowers and I have them drying. I've made a green tea and lavender tea blend with it that was so good. My rose, you'll see, is putting on new buds already. So I'm very excited about the rose. My yarrow has also been eaten by grasshoppers. It's not helping that the sage here has decided to just take off and has been hiding it. I need to harvest some more of that and maybe gift it to people or dry it. More dahlias. And I know I've talked about how excited I am about these Egyptian walking onions, but this is the first time they've really walked. And look at this one. It's put on one and then that one's putting on more. So, I mean, that's just exciting. Here's some more sweet potatoes that I've planted around the garlic that I have since pulled up. And there are some more dahlias. I need to do something this fall. I'm gonna have to move plants because there's my rosemary hiding underneath all the dahlias. I did not realize, since this is my first year growing dahlias, that they would get that big, that bushy. My mint, I've been trying to pull up the grass. We're gonna have to move the rain barrel here because we're about to have some remodeling done. So they're gonna go into this mint bed. So I've been working on trying to empty it, hence the 5-gallon bucket underneath it. Over here we have my apple tree. I had found some aphids on it at one point, but I think they are all currently gone. I dusted it with the first Saturday lime, but I'd also sprayed it to death with a water hose before I did that. The lemon balm is doing amazing. I've already harvested some and dried it. I need to do so again. The lemon thyme is also, actually everything in this bed is doing well. That's despite the giant marigold here being attacked by grasshoppers. But it's starting to put on blooms again. That Cuban oregano, is that not beautiful? It does take longer to dry because those are some pretty thick leaves. There's my cantaloupe I'd gotten from a plant exchange and the pumpkin. We'll see how those do. This is the sun patience I got from Hugs, and my mother-in-law liked them, so we picked that up for her. And then this as well, which is a pinta, I believe. It's an edible flower. You know, I like those at this point. Matter of fact, everything we got there was edible except for the sun patience. We picked them up yesterday, and then I had them out on the patio, and when I got home at midnight, they were completely laying down, so I threw some water in them, and they perked back up, and I got them potted this morning. There's this one branch that's just laying there. I don't know why. I might snip it off just, or cut it back a little bit to give it a better chance, but otherwise, everything I got from Hugs is beautiful. I mean, it's only been 24 hours, but they look like lush, healthy plants. And I spent like $11 on 6 plants. But yeah, that's where the garden stands. I did have to double the size of my compost because I was trying to get it turned, and I'm hoping eventually I'll get to the point where I get the rest of it over there with a new section and can make it back to a 4 foot by 4 foot, but I wrenched my elbow in the process, so it's just sitting there, as is all the bricks that I'm going to use in a few months to make pathways. You can see my tumbling composter there, which is what I use for a lot of the food scraps, because this area has roof rats really bad, and I don't want decomposing food out. But yeah, that's where the garden is. I'm actually very happy with it, despite this weird compost and bricks in the middle of the yard. But it's doing okay despite grasshoppers, squash vine borers, and fungal stuff on my tomatoes. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for tackling these tomato fungus or various squash predators, I am open to hearing it. Thank you.